Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video. And this is a paid request from ramboraphMatt, which first off, I won't give the details, but I know he's going through some very, very tough times. Wish you the best. From the bottom of my heart, wish you the best. I'm very, very sorry. Extremely sorry about what's going on, but hopefully, wish you the best. Best way to put it. Thank you for the request. I do appreciate it. For those interested, request any type of videos, whether it be a random thought, stream commentary, topic, reaction, review, re-review, whether the case may be, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal. Do have a CashApp as well. Links are down below in the info box that I will get to as soon as I possibly can. So thank you for that. Now, he wanted me to do a list of my top 15 worst films of 1994. And there's definitely a bit to sift through. Some that didn't make the cut. Well, I don't know. Most of them made the cut, to be honest. But let's get into it, because this will be a lengthy video. Number 15, that's less egregious than some of these others, but I'm still not a fan of. City Slickers 2. Now, I love the first City Slickers. Ironically enough, that's actually one of the reviews coming up, thanks to Jonathan. I love the first City Slickers. I thought it had a good heart to it. It's still very funny. The chemistry between Billy Crystal and Daniel Stern and Bruno Kirby, excellent. Jack Palance won an Oscar for that. Great movie that's about a guy and he's midlife crisis and how to overcome that. So the story had more meat to the bones. This it didn't. There is no meat to the bones story script idea. It's just the first film made money, so let's get a sequel out. And Bruno Kirby not coming back. Now, I've heard, I don't know if this is true, but I've heard that Bruno Kirby did not have the best time working on it because he's allergic to horses. And so each time they had to go out, he had to take these allergy pills or something. So if that's the case, and that's why he didn't come back for the sequel, I guess I can't blame him for it. Because this was 94, he passed away like 2006, so he was still alive, but I would say, well, can you just make it that his character doesn't deal with a horse? But I guess, they're out there and either on a wagon or something, so I guess, one of those things had to be. It would have been nice to have like a cameo, though, where sorry I couldn't make it, and he's in his apartment or he's doing somewhere else, and at least a little appearance. I don't even know if they mention his character. But instead, you got Jon Lovitz. Jon Lovitz, I've liked him in a couple stuff, but I'm not a huge Jon Lovitz fan. I did not like him in this movie. He is annoying. He is irritating as Billy Crystal's brother. He's supposed to be a screw-up, and he is a screw-up. He's just so goddamn annoying in this fucking movie. He really is. Really is so damn annoying. And the fact that they bring Jack Palance back and it's a twin brother, you're like, it's cool to see Jack Palance. It's cool to see more of him. And I even didn't mind the joke where it seemed like he's dead and he fakes it. But it's like, really? The twin brother? That just seemed really hokey. I mean, there's still some chemistry between Billy Crystal and Daniel Stern. It's still nice to see Jack Palance in there. But the story definitely was not as strong. The comedy definitely was not as funny. Jon Lovitz was a pain in the ass to watch. I kind of wish he wasn't in it at all. And you could have gotten maybe a different actor or something. like I said, I don't know if I wouldn't say I hate the film, but it's a disappointing sequel. Does that have a whole lot of heart to it compared with the first? Well, the first was meant, there's something deeper in meaning. Here, not really. Not really. So that's number 15. Number 14, Double Dragon. Double Dragon is one of those movies that it's a game you would think would be easy to make into a movie. Here's two brothers. They are rescued one of the brothers' girlfriends or something else of that nature from these gangs, and they're kicking ass and taking names. Instead, is this magic medallion, and there's Robert Patrick turned to the Shadow Man, and then some really goofy comedy, and I swear sometimes there was like goofy sound effects like Power Rangers. Maybe I'm remembering that wrong. And I'm sitting there going, what the fuck is this? What is this shit? I like Mark Dacascos, and that's the only reason why it's not higher on the list is because I like Mark Dacascos. And Robert Patrick, he's camping it up, and there's some fun moments with him. But like, was it Scott Wolf? Really? That guy? Why him? Why? Why him? Bobo just looks ridiculous and stupid. Sometimes it's a bit too cartoony and too goofy and not in the fun, entertaining sense. If you want to see Double Dragon, go watch Showdown in Little Tokyo with Dolph Lundgren and Brendan Lee. That felt more like Double Dragon to me than this fucking film. Yeah. That's one of those films that I just don't know what they were thinking with that. I really don't. Number 13, Ernest Goes to School. Pains me to put an Ernest movie because I love Ernest. Steered Stupid, Goes to Jail, I like, Saves Christmas. Even Ernest Rides Again, which a lot of people don't like, I like that film. This is when it really turned for me. Just, I think this is the film right after Ernest Rides Again. I'm like, okay, he's going to school. There's a lot of material for comedy to get out of him, being in class, being in school, dealing with teachers, dealing with lockers. Or when you say goes to school, okay, be like back to school, like it's a college. Or hell, like Billy Madison. Like Billy Madison came out, was it, if not the same year or the next year? Does it? Happy Gilmore was 96. I think it was 95, Billy Madison, I think. But yeah, like, that's a way to do it. Now, granted, if you take that and make it more G-rated, like Ernest, okay, but like that type of vein, like that type of... Instead of... There's a lot of missed opportunity, I thought, with Ernest Goes to School. And like this whole thing where he's got to be super smart, and that wasn't really the direction I was looking for. Again, just look at Back to School with Rodney Dangerfield, look at Billy Madison, but of course make it like more of a G-rated affair. I think it really could have been fun. It looked even cheaper than the other films. It just wasn't, yeah. The jokes didn't land that consistently funny. I'm being vague because it's been forever since I've seen it, honestly. Number 12, Pentathlon, Dolph Lundgren. Never liked this film. I love Dolph, The Punisher, I Come in Peace, Red Scorpion. Love that stuff. I never liked this one. I always thought it could have been an interesting concept about a guy who's on an Olympic team, and one of the least another he wants to defect to the U.S. But it's slow, it's ponderous. There's not much action, there's not much excitement. I don't think the story was that fully fleshed out. And I thought there's a lot of room for improvement. It just came out was really fucking boring. Came out was really damn boring. So I did not like it. Number 11, Junior. Arnold gets pregnant. They thought this concept would work. Have no fucking idea why. I get it. Arnold in a crazy comedy. Kindergarten Cop. Twins. How could you buy he's a twin with Danny DeVito? Yeah, but when you say it, that makes you chuckle. When I say Arnold's pregnant, I go, what? And whether it be like the nightmare scene where he has the baby and the baby looks like Arnold. Danny DeVito didn't feel like he had much to do. He didn't have much room to be funny. He didn't really have much room to work with his talent. Arnold, I did more like a lady. Like, they thought they would get jokes out of that. I don't think it succeeded. And yeah, Junior I did not give a rat's ass about. Never did like Junior. Of that early era of Arnold, other than like Hercules in New York, I thought Junior was one of his worst. Of that early era. Number 10, Major League 2. I liked the first Major League. I think he was funny. I think the cast worked very well. Charlie Sheen, Wesley Snipes, Tom Berenger, Corbin Burnson. And really, that was all the story you needed. The team that's the losing team. They're the true underdogs. They overcome the odds with these misfits. Fuck you, Jobu. I'll do it myself. Dennis Haysbert, his character. Charlie Sheen, the rebel, and then come out with the wild thing. It's interesting when I found out that the original cut of Major League 1, that bitchy manager, not the owner, you find out she wasn't really a villain, and she did all this to spark the people, the players, to have an enemy, her, and play better. And they cut that out because they figure, well, just make her a villain. But it's always interesting to rewatch that film, and that was the first mindset. I would not mind if they kept that in. That would have been interesting. But anyway, Major League 2, there's like no more story to tell. It's pretty much okay. They're playing baseball again, and now Charlie Sheen's character, it's thinking as a star and being a dick and being pretentious and up his own ass, and like who gives a shit? I didn't find that an interesting story point. I didn't find any laughs from that. Just great, they took a character that you liked and he's become a pretentious dick until he finally finds his way again. Wesley Snipes didn't come back, so you got Omar Epps. I like Omar Epps, but he's no Wesley Snipes. And the stuff they added, like the Randy Quaid as the fan that would not shut up, was so goddamn aggravating. I remember that being so infuriating to listen to Randy Quaid's. And I don't hate Randy Quaid, but just his character, one of the worst characters he's played, in my opinion. That and the character he played in, was it Caddyshack 2? No. That wasn't. No, that was Dan Aykroyd. What was the one? I can't remember what the hell the movie was now. Damn it. I can't remember. No, I think he was in Caddyshack 2, wasn't he? I think he was. Like, Dan Aykroyd's in it, but I think so. It doesn't matter. Fuck Caddyshack 2. I mean, that's worse than Major League 2, but fuck Major League 2. You did not need a sequel, and this showed. There's no more story left to tell, and it shows. Number 9, Wagons East. Depressing to watch. Because John Candy, it was the last film he did. It's not the last film that's released. That was Canadian Bacon, but he did that movie before this, but it came out after this. So I did Canadian Bacon came out after. He did that before, and then this is the last film he filmed. He died in the making of it. The fact that John Candy passed away so early is depressing enough. The fact he died while making this fucking film is even more fucking depressing. And it's just... the comedy wasn't there. There's barely a fucking story. John Candy, it's just sad to watch him because you see how overweight he was, how uncomfortable he was, and like sweating and the exertion. Like you could tell how uncomfortable he was. He was not funny at all. And then you put in the doubles, you know, the stuff they had to hide since he passed away. And I just... Almost Heroes is not that great, but I'd rather watch that than Wagons East. This one seemed even more depressing, even more like this. Like this is your reaction watching it. I think I reviewed that when I did my John Candy marathon. But if anyone ever wants to request me to re-review that, be my guest. To anything I do, and then I've uploaded. If you ever want me to re-review it, feel free to request it. I would gladly do it because I like to think I got a little bit better in reviewing. A little bit. Maybe teeny bit. So I'm always willing to try again. But that's the thing with a lot of these bad movies. I just eject them out of the brain. I put them in the recycle bin and let them go away. That's why I don't really go into detail. And if I did, this would be an hour-long video. Number 8, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Next Generation. The fact that this is so low is surprising to me, but that goes to show you there's some really shitty films this year. There's some really good films. Speed, True Lies, The Lion King, among many others. But yeah, The Next Generation, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. The only reason this is not higher is because I like Matthew McConaughey in the movie. I think he steals the movie, he steals the show, he's entertaining to watch, and he's going buck wild. And I think Renee Zellweger has her moments. I do. But the direction of the film, the fact it's pretty much just a fucking remake of the first movie, and then the stuff they added, I go, what? Why do we need this group that's like the Men in Black or the Illuminati or whatever the hell? Leatherface, even more of a trans-dimensional, just cross-dressing. Some people would argue he had that mentality, perhaps that mentality in early films. Number one, you didn't really see that. Number two, it made him less intimidating in this movie. When he's putting on the women's and putting on the lips, if that's meant to be creepier, it wasn't. To me, it made him less creepy, made him less scary, and this Leatherface seemed like a wimp. Matthew McConaughey's character seemed much scarier, stronger, and outshone Leatherface in his own movie. The kills were lame. The ending was just a rip-off of the fucking first movie. Instead of a truck hitting, it's a plane hitting. The characters were dumb. The characters did stupid shit. They were not likable. Renee Zellweger, I don't mind as an actress, and I think she did what she could with what the hell they gave her. But the director didn't give her much of shit. I'm like, why are we just remaking the first movie? If you don't have any ideas, then don't do it at all. If there's an idea, just don't make the fucking film. And they did another remake, which was better than this. The 2003 film, I like. I do like that movie. I don't think that movie is bad. And it's much better than this shit. I may not like Andrew Bernarski, but he did make Leatherface seem more intimidating compared to this fucking guy. Or this fucking version of the character. So Next Generation is just embarrassing. Number 7, Clifford. The fact you got Martin Short trying to play like a 9-year-old, 10-year-old makes it bad enough. Now, it would be higher, but Charles Grodin is in the film, and I really do like Charles Grodin. And Charles Grodin, man, he is trying. But again, the whole concept of Steve Martin playing a little kid, when you see just who he is, it just baffles my mind. And there are people who like the film, and teach their own if you like it. I don't get it. And the ending, I think they changed the ending, or something was up with the ending, because the ending is just like, what? And now Charles Grodin likes him, and it's like, what? And I would hate Clifford as well. I wish it was the big red fucking dog. Fuck this guy. Not Martin Short, I like Martin Short, but fuck this character. I hate this character so much. I want to put this movie higher, but I see these other fucking movies. I'm like, I can't. God damn it. Number 6, Leprechaun 2, because all Leprechaun films must die, and they must all go to hell. The one I could watch is part 4, because it's in space. It got Miguel Nunez, and it's campy as hell. I mean, you say a lot of them are, to be fair, but they're all shit. Leprechaun 2, I did not like at all. Is that the thing? Was like fuck all Leprechaun films, man. Fuck them all. I didn't even see the last 2, Origins, and what the hell was the other one called? I don't know. I didn't see them. I know Fabio, my buddy, reviewed them. He said they were shit. I believe him, but I didn't see them. But the first 6 I saw a long time ago. So if you ever want to send a pay request for me to re-review them, I guess you can. But I hate the fucking Leprechaun films. I think I tried to do a song like a decade ago about leprechauns, all sadistic. They're all pieces of shit. They fuck you in the ass all night long with no lube. 5, Police Academy, Mission to Moscow. The only Police Academy films I like are the first 4, with the Goot, Steve Guttenberg. 5 and 6 were really lame. And 7 is, are we done yet? That's the mentality. Are we fucking done yet? You barely have anybody left. You barely have anybody left. You got Tackleberry, Michael Winslow, I forget his damn name, G.W. Bailey, I think the Commandant, I think. Maybe one more. But like so many of them are gone and left. Like Steve Guttenberg left. I think they didn't want to pay for some of these folks because they're cheaping out. I think they wanted Bubba Smith, but they didn't want to pay Marion Ramsey, so Bubba's like, I'm gone. I think that was the deal. So there's no Marion Ramsey. There's no Bubba Smith. There's no Steve Guttenberg. There's no Bobcat Goldthwait or the guy that was kind of like his partner in 3 and 4. There's no Brian Tochi, who was in 3 and 4. Like, there's like nobody left. And they go to Russia, and the jokes are shit. No, I don't remember them, but I remember them being shit. I just remember being so depressed. Like, this is where we're at. And what happened to that fucking Police Academy documentary that they announced like 10 years ago? I swear to God, like 10 years ago, now I gotta look. 10 years ago, I swear they announced a fucking... Where is this Police Academy documentary, and why does it take you 10 goddamn years for it to come out? One institution. What the fuck happened to this? Go to their fucking Facebook. Great news. Okay. Just to let you know, our documentary is still at a 4-part limited series to be released for the 4th anniversary of the original film. Oh, the 4th anniversary. You mean that film that came out in 1984? And so that would have been 2024? And it didn't come out for the 4th anniversary? Last updated December 2024. September 2024. We are behind our schedule due to the release of Pennywise, Hollywood Dreams and Nightmares, RoboDoc, and our work on Terrifier 3. Why are you working on Terrifier 3? You announced this before Terrifier 1 was a thing. Like, literally, you announced this when... Well, man, go back. Please, go back to when the fuck you started. They're doing pre-orders of summer 2020. 2019, they're filming stuff. I think, was it 2018? Fuck, maybe it was 10 years. I was kind of joking with that. They filmed interviews back in 2018, and like half the fucking cast has died since then. God damn. So let's say around 2018. So, oh, I'm sorry. That's only been 7 years. Sorry, not 10. 7 years. My mistake. This whole thank you. See, this is what I'm talking about with these people. Hopefully those 2 others will be released soon. Seems like all you do is post new dots instead of finishing the others. How many dots have you developed, film, post-producer, release? We'll love some insight. How many of you? Because you announced 50 and released 3. That's what it seemed like. This is why I didn't buy this shit. 55 pounds. Plus shipping. 2018. You took motherfuckers' money in 2018. 7 years ago. 7 fucking years ago. And you're like... People, people have a right to bitch at you motherfuckers. Oh God, now I want y'all to rant on these motherfuckers. How many doctors you made? I get paid requests and I'm trying to put them out as soon as possible, releasing 3-4 videos a day. What the fuck are you guys doing? I'm talking about these guys, not you guys. These fucking cult screening UK. Where the fuck? I mean, thank God I didn't buy for this. Where the fuck is it? 7 goddamn years. Coming soon. No, you said the 4th anniversary didn't it passed, you stupid fucks. Fuck these guys. This is probably people who sent in the fucking money and have died already, and you haven't released the shit. Anyway, sorry. God, this is what I hate about these fucking people who make these documentaries. They take like 15 years to fucking make one, and then it'll probably be still half-assed. Anyway. Terrifier 3. Yo, so that was my question. Sorry, I'm going off tangent. I have to. When did Terrifier 1 come out? That's Terrified. Terrifier. 2016. When did the second one come out? 2022. So before even the second movie came out, like 4 years before the second one came out. 4 years. Why are you doing Terrifier 3 and you putting your shit into that when all these people gave you money for a Police Academy documentary that you were starting 2018 filming? You said it don't come out for the 4th anniversary and still isn't out yet. But you don't want to do Terrifier 3. Terrifier 3 was what, 2024? You started this 2018? Doesn't make a lot of fucking sense, does it? Sorry, no. And fuck Mission to Moscow. I'll just say that. Fuck Mission to Moscow and fuck those assholes too. For taking people's money. Thank God I didn't put my fuck... Because I'd love to see a documentary of Police Academy. Because I like the first 4. I'd be curious to hear about 5, 6, 7, the working of them. I'd be curious. But yeah, fuck these guys. Fuck them up in their fucking ass. Anyway, sorry. There you go. For those who are watching, you got an extra rant out of it. Number 4 is Treasure Generations. I talked about this when I did that 10 out of 10 IMDb ratings one, the IMDb files, but I never liked Treasure Generations. I hate it. I hate how they dealt with Captain Kirk. I hate how they marketed it as if the whole movie is going to be the two captains, when instead Kirk's at the beginning, he's gone, he doesn't show up till the end of the film, where the Kirk is a fucking eggs and pancakes, ride a horse for 30 seconds, and then get into a sluggish, slow shit fight, and Captain Kirk dies on a fucking bridge. It was embarrassing, it was pathetic. The story was lame. A guy wants this nexus because he wants to go back to his fate heaven. So he's got to maneuver, blow up planets, do all this stuff to make sure that it gets into his path. Data and his emotional chip, that whole subplot was really irritating, really annoying. There's some decent effects when the ship crashes onto the planet. But there's also... Like, I keep forgetting there's a damn subplot with other Klingons. I always forget about that. This is so damn forgettable. But I hate Star Trek Generations. I do. I'm not a fan... I mean, I'm not into the Next Generation, so maybe that doesn't help either. When I'm into Star Trek, I'm into the original crew. The 3 seasons and the animated cartoon and the 6 movies. That's Star Trek to me. That's my Star Trek. Now, I've seen a couple episodes of Next Generation. I didn't mind them, but the crew, just for me, does not have that same spark for me that the original crew had. Just doesn't. Data, I'm ultimately indifferent on. I liked him in First Contact. Patrick Stewart, I liked him as an actor. I liked him. Gates McFadden, I like. So it's not that I hate or dislike the actors. Just again, the characters for me don't have the spark as the others. So number 3, Exit to Eden. I reviewed that. It's on the channel if you want to have more in-depth thoughts on it. Or my thoughts on it. That's when there's an island. And it's an island where people do a lot of S&M stuff. Rosie O'Donnell and Dan Aykroyd. They're not the stars, although the poster makes it seem like they are. they go undercover and they're wearing like S&M clothes, and it's just a very unfunny comedy, and you just sitting there going, what the fuck were people thinking when they made this? What did they think the reaction would be? What were they hoping for? Honestly, I completely threw the movie out of my brain. Just feel free to go on my channel and just type up Exit to Eden. I think it's still up and you can find it there. Number 2, It's Pat. More like It's Fucked. Never gave a shit about the skit on SNL. This was just... Julia Sweeney plays such a whiny, irritating, unlikable, fudge-packing fudger. Just a annoying motherfucker in that movie. And the one... And like the one guy who's the villain, who for some reason has this curiosity. I just didn't really buy into the villain. Like, why you give a shit that much, and this and that. And Pat is such a horrible character that when the one girl like gets with Pat, I'm like, no, don't. You deserve better. You're together at the end. It's not a happy ending. This is a sad ending. It's a sad ending. What are you doing? Just a god-awful character. God-awful because of her behavior, just how selfish she is, how whiny she is. The voice, the mannerisms. The worst film based on an SNL skit. By far, the worst. The worst. And number 1, Ghoulies 4. Because that's such a waste of fucking movie. I mean, it doesn't even have the Ghoulies in it. I mean, the Ghoulies, people know who the Ghoulies are. I mean, do I have... I had a bootleg of Ghoulies 3 over here. I don't think it's here anymore. But, you know, Ghoulies 3, Ghoulies Go to College. I actually like that film, as dumb as it is. And Ghoulies 2 I like. The first one I thought sucked. But I like Ghoulies 2 and 3. But even the Ghoulies, granted limited, were in the first one. Here, it's these two creatures, and they talk like us, but you tell they really cheaped out because the mouths barely move. And I swear you just see like the person's eye in the mask holes. And then there's this woman that's wearing this dominatrix outfit. And then it has the guy who starred in the first Ghoulies. I think Peter Liapis. But now he's a cop. I'm like, how the hell did that come about? And it's like, why? So it's a sequel to Ghoulies 1, which I didn't like anyway. But again, now the guy's a cop, and it's like, what the fuck is the story and the bargain basement effects, and you don't even have the fucking Ghoulies in it. How is it you make a Ghoulies movie, you don't have the fucking Ghoulies in it? Sorry, I had to go slow. I was going to choke. You don't have the fucking Ghoulies in a fucking Ghoulies movie. It's not one of those, well, it was never meant to be. No, you have the same guy, same character in the first movies. It was meant to be that. So, and I remember being pissed about it as a kid. Well, not a kid. Well, maybe a kid. Because as a kid, I watched Ghoulies 2 and 3 a decent amount. Because, hey, I like those creature feature films. Critters 1 and 2, and to a lesser extent 3 and 4. Puppet Master 2 and 4 and 5 is the ones I watched of those. And Ghoulies 2 and 3. Because you're a kid and you like the, this creature feature stuff. And It's not too hardcore, but, so a kid can manage it and handle it. And there's some goofy, comedy to make as a kid laugh. And I remember going, oh, there's a Ghoulies 4, and I'm watching. What the fuck is this? Where are the Ghoulies? How come the Ghoulies are not in this? What the shit? Was that Jim Wynorski? If it is, he does a lot of bad movies. I think, like, Chopping Mall is one of the only films he did worth a shit. I bet this is Jim Wynorski. Yep. 2.8. So I'm not the only one. 2.8 on IMDb. 2.8. Just that's what I mean. Like, look at this guy's films. Even like from 2023, Murderbot, Giantess Battle Attack, Bigfoot or Bust, Cobra Gator, Sharkensaw, Women's Prison Massacre. What a name. Camel Spiders, Donald Trump vs. Super Gator, The Hills Have Thighs. You tell what kind of movie that is. He either did the softcore like Bear Winch, or he did stuff Raptor with Eric Roberts that just stole a bunch of footage from the Carnosaur films. Even back to the day, like Chopping Mall was fun. That's the weird thing. Like, but then Sorority House Master 2, Beast, 976 Evil 2, The Astral Factor. See, even the cat's pissed off about it. Munchie. I hate this fucking movie. I'm tired of even talking about it. Like how the fuck you don't do a Ghoulies movie? You don't even have the Ghoulies in it. That's funny. I clicked Ghoulies 4 and it just went to the first one. So yeah, I don't think there is a fucking Wikipedia on this one. Not that I can really blame them. But yeah. How the fuck did he get to make so many goddamn movies? And most of them suck. It's like fucking Charles Band. But at least Charles Band, you say, helped create Full Moon. And, for the 90s, there was a bit of a cult about some of those films. Trancers, Puppet Masters. And I liked some of them. Granted, Charles Band didn't direct, but as a producer and running the company. But Jim Wynorski, like, what the fuck? Just maybe those Bear Witch Project movies made a shitload of money for him. I don't know. With that said, thanks for watching. Take care, everyone. And fuck all these movies. See you guys later.